Hey everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Accounting Nightmare. Welcome Kalishtar, good to see ya. Yep, you recognise the music. Yep, from the Grand Cosmos. It's a good track. Alright, I feel up for streaming today, so we're going to see how many class quests we can finish off. So I'm pretty keen to get into the lead up to Endwalker. But I do want to finish off these class quests first. Oh yeah, I was playing an alt I made on American servers, just so I can play with the old group as well. I really like him. He's a bunny boy. He's cute. I need to swap data center. Yes. So I do need to finish up the stream early today because I've got an Alexander raid tonight with my friends. But I'm hoping we can get through a lot of the class quests so that next time we can do some MSQ. We shall see how we go though. Okay. So the level 80 class quests. Oh, I logged on and something sold. That's a good sign. Alright, we've done all the healers. We've done all the tanks except Paladin, because I haven't leveled Paladin yet. I'm a bit burnt out on leveling classes, so we probably won't get to Paladin, Monk, or Samurai until somewhere in Endwalker. That's okay though, we'll get most of them done. Yes, we did all the healers, did all the tanks except Pally. We did Dragoon. And so now we'll do Ninja. Yeah, we did Dragoon. Yeah, we'll do Ninja. We can't do Monk or Samurai. Reaper doesn't have a level 80, I'm pretty sure, because it's one of the Endwalker classes. Yeah, so we'll do Ninja. Then we'll do some physical range DPS, because I got Dancer to 80, so that's cool. Yes, we have 7 classes left to do. We'll see how many we can get through today. Ninja! I really like the ninja characters and stories, so this will be fun. Hey Lauren, how are ya? Good to see ya. Leveling like over 15 classes there, yes. I mean, to be fair, we have the road to 80 buff here, and so you get a level almost every dungeon you do. It's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I was going a bit too hard on the leveling, so I will relax now. You also really burnt out on leveling? That's fair. Well, can always leave it and come back to it if you ever feel like it. Alright, Ninja. What was the what? Ninja? Wine pool. Forget about crafting gathering. Yes, mine are around level 70, except Fisher. Fisher is lower level. I'm still... I tend to do fishing in just huge bursts where I'm filling up the fishing log and then I just stop fishing for ages. No worries, Lauren. Well, thank you for coming in and saying hi. Is this where we go for Ninja? I'm assuming so. Ninja! Aporo! So we had a big run-in with Karasu last time. It seemed like he'd turned evil because he was being manipulated by someone, but he ended up being good again. Oh god. Okay. Oboro's big idea. Oboro is wearing a shite-eating grin on his face, for reasons you can only begin to imagine. I can already tell this is going to be good. You thought you'd evaded me for good, didn't you? Or did you? We'll see who has the last laugh. Mo-chan? Brother Kami, don't sneak up on me like that. That is, of course I felt your presence. Yes, I was simply deep in thought, that is all. But I dare say for a good reason. For you see, I have finally tracked down that elusive bird, and am ready to seize him by the wings and take back what is mine. I speak, of course, of that blasted Karasu. Ever since he escaped with half of the Forbidden Scroll, I have not let up the search for a moment. Today, at long last, I have found him. Truly, this is reason to rejoice, would you not agree? And yet, the act of stealing the scroll back will not prove so simple, which is why your arrival is truly a gift from the heavens. You will aid me in the task, will you not? It will be just like old times. Once again, I owe you my gratitude. Now, let us get down to brass tacks, as Jackie would say. My shinobi have ascertained that Karasu is once again returned to Eorzean shores to ply his trade, such as it is, in the shadows of the black markets. Furthermore, they say he has taken up residence in secret at a secluded grove in Monosia, known as the Hermit's Hovel. You know the place, yes? Let us meet up there, and I will share with you the ingenious details of my plan. I will go ahead on my own. We do not want to attract attention, after all. Ingenious details of his plan. I really like Oboro, he's a complete freaking dork. Hey Tag, good to see ya. Hope you have a good sleep. You haven't done this one yet? Ah. Yeah, I've been leveling classes by doing trust dungeons while watching streams and stuff. I've gotten kind of bored of the Shadowbringers dungeons for now though, so I'll return to doing that later. I thank you for coming, Mel-chan. Now, without further ado, let me explain precisely how I intend to recover the scroll from Karasu's clutches. My colleagues and I have been observing the man closely for a fortnight or so. Though one would assume otherwise, he is actually a man of remarkably consistent routine. He carries the scroll in a case that never leaves his side, save, that is, for when he goes for his daily bath, at precisely the same hour each day. There's no way he hasn't noticed that he's being watched. No way. I had a mind to lift the scroll from his possessions while he was otherwise occupied, much as we did with Zakuro that one time in Kugane. But would you believe it? Almost as if by magic, no sooner has he entered the baths than he is out again, scroll at his side and fully dressed in that garish garb of his. This is where you come in. Worry not, this will not involve any high-wire walking or elaborate disguises. I simply intend to invite the man to share a drink, and thereby delay his departure. In the meantime, you are to sneak into the bathhouse and steal away with the scroll. Ingeniously plotted, would you not say? I need only lull Karasu into a false sense of security with my impeccable acting skills, and the scroll is as good as ours. What could go wrong? So let us put the plan in action. Let us make for the hovel, separately, of course. Find yourself suitable cover, and wait for me to lure the crow away. We shall meet again here, once you have safely recovered the scroll. Oh boy. It's a trap, yeah. Oh boy. Hello, having fun with that wall? Alright. As you can see, I have everything entirely under control. Find yourself cover. Karasu should be arriving any moment. Oh. How is this going to go horribly wrong? Oh, but what's this? Our hero arrives for a relaxing soak in his favourite spring, only to be stared down by his self-styled rival and realm-renowned oaf, Oboro the Dim. Have you not yet had your fill of being outwitted and embarrassed by your betters? Spare me the bombast and bluster, Karasu. I stand before you today with an offer of peace. We are countrymen, and there was once a time when we called each other friend. Has our conflict not persisted long enough? So let us lay down our weapons for a day. Let us soak in these soothing waters, reminisce about times gone by, and see if we cannot put our petty differences behind us. Why, I've even brought a bottle of Hingan rice wine for the occasion. It started raining. This is not great bathing weather, but okay. Astonishing. Incredible. Has the dim one lost his wits? Does he believe that a few flowery words are enough to pull the wool over the crow's keen eyes while he steals away with the scroll? The audience gasps at the sheer audacity. Believe me or do not, the choice is yours. But this I swear, I have no interest in seeing the two halves of that accursed scroll reunited. On the contrary, with one half safely sealed away in our village, and the other in the hands of the realm's most elusive ninja, the forbidden mudra will never be wielded again, and I would not have it any other way. Furthermore, I have recently found enlightenment of a sort. At long last, I have realised that your skill with ninjutsu far exceeds my own. Even had I once desired to steal the scroll back from you, I am now painfully aware that doing so is entirely beyond my abilities. Oh! Well, colour me surprised. The boy's actually grown half a brain since last we met. But aren't you being a bit naive, Apollo? After all, what's to stop me from simply returning to our village, effortlessly incapacitating our elders, and seizing the other half of the scroll for myself? I know you too well, Karasu. It is not power that you crave, but freedom. You have worked too long, too hard, to cast off the shackles of our village to risk losing it all over a single scroll. The audience gasps. Why, I do believe that's the single most intelligent utterance that's ever escaped the dim one's lips. Very well then, I'm feeling generous today, so I do believe I'll entertain your offers. Though for your sake, I do hope that the rice wine you have brought is a good vintage. I simply can't abide poor taste in beverages, you see. Oh boy. Hi. But of course, the elders must never know of this. Oh, don't you worry about that, my friend. These two need to just kiss already. Oh boy. Bookshelf. You found a scroll. It's entitled The Wandering Minstrel's Greatest Mysteries Revealed. Doesn't appear to be the item you're looking for. Perhaps you could use it as a foothold to reach the room above. Okay, I'll finish looking around here first. You found a scroll. It's entitled Oboro's Dullest and Most Dim-Witted Moments, as chronicled by Karasu Redbeak. He wrote a scroll about Oboro. Mastering Doman Mahjong, a primer for apprentices. I know someone who'd be interested in that. Big ears and bushy tails on the breeding and rearing of rabbits. Nothing else down here. How do I use it as a foothold? I'm just going to fly. I don't feel like I'm meant to fly, though. Because yeah, they didn't have flying in this area. I'm probably just meant to platform. Okay. Yeah, flying in this wasn't until late Shadowbringers in this area. Got the scroll. which definitely is not a fake. No, nope, not at all. An ancient-looking hand scroll with a cover of the darkest black. What are you doing? Are you dancing? Oh, very unlike you, Aboto. I love these characters. Alright, now we wait for Aboto. Ah, you return, friend, and with the scroll safely in your grasp, no doubt. Let me examine it, that I might ascertain its authenticity. Yes, yes, there can be no doubting it. This is indeed the forbidden murderer I sought. After all these years, finally I have outwitted that accursed crow. And yet we must be wary. No doubt Karasu has already realised that something is amiss. Let us reconvene at the storehouse before he can pick up our trail. Watching his rival make a fool of himself, absolutely not being robbed blind. Hey Mia, welcome. Is it gay to get drunk in your skivvies with your eternal sworn rival in a natural hot spring? Looks like I was in an instance version of this area. But suddenly there's people. Karasu. Oh, can't see him. Back to headquarters. Hello, anything new to say? Please look after Master Oboto, Melchan. It is not that I doubt his judgment, of course, but one never knows what tricks Karasu has up his sleeve. I was kind of hoping we could see Karasu hiding here somewhere. Welcome back, Melchan. Do forgive me if I'm a bit giddy. I still cannot quite believe that I outwitted Karasu for once. My plans have a habit of firing back, as they say. Why, you should have seen him! So convincing was my act, that by the time we were through he was stumbling and slurring his words, so much that you'd think he'd downed a whole bathtub's worth of rice wine. Ha. God's piss, lad. Shut your gob. Every cove and mort for Malms can hear you blabbing. That Jackie. Jackie! Oh, Captain Jackie. A pleasure as always. Do forgive me my outburst. I was merely celebrating with our mutual friend here, my most remarkable triumph over the accursed Karasu. Oh there, Melchan. Always a pleasure to see a dimber-damber like yourself back in town. I trust your stabbers haven't dulled none since last we met. Anyway, between this reunion and Oboto's hard-won victory, I reckon we've got cause to celebrate. What say we drag our do-beaters back to town and yaffle ourselves a bite at the Bismarck? A splendid idea, my friend. Why, I would enjoy nothing more than to share this joyous moment with my boon companions. To the Bismarck, then, and the first round is on me. That's the spirit. I'll send ahead for Underfoot and the Stray. The more the better, after all. Aye, been too long since we had a right little rogue family reunion. An upstanding fellow as always, that Captain Jackie. Ah, but it is somewhat bittersweet, is it not? Now that my long-standing pursuit of Karasu has come to a close, I find myself in search of a new mission. A new purpose in my life, such as it were. I have no intention of returning to the cramped confines of my village, and yet I am uncertain where my abilities might best avail the people of this realm. Pray tell, what sort of adventures have you been occupying yourself with of late? I travelled to the first. I did battle with a great hunter. I went to the first. What's this, you say? There exist worlds out there other than our own? If you are having a jest at a borrowed expense, old friend, let it be known I do not find it amusing. But no, I can tell that you say this in earnest. Consider me intrigued, though forgive me if I'm not in a hurry to seek out a means to travel there. No, I will bide my time here in Eorzea, and carefully ponder my future. At any rate, we mustn't keep Jackie and the others waiting, yes? I will make for the Bismarck as soon as I have attended to my affairs here. Why don't you travel on ahead? Was that actually Jackie? That could have been Karasu in disguise. We shall find out. To the Bismarck, which is my server. We're going to the Bismarck on Bismarck. I need a wind-up Bismarck to go with it all. Food! And just like that, the scroll was mine again. And so I say, who is the dim one now, you damned crow? Aye, aye, you've told the tale thrice over already. Is the mutton here yet? I'm right banded, I say. He's doing Karasu's poses. And I will tell it over and again, my good captain. After all, it is no small feat to triumph over Karasu, quite possibly the most supremely skilled shinobi our village, nay, our world has ever known. You can say that again. Wait, you already have. Is this the real Oboro? Yeah. My friends, be on your guard. That Oboro is a fake. Wait, what in the... There's two of them. What nonsense is this? The sheer gall of this man. Clearly, if anyone here is a fake, it is the madman standing in the middle of this fine establishment, stripped down to nothing but his undergarments. I don't know, Jackie. They both look right convincing to me. Which is the true Oboro? The one in his underclothes or the one fully dressed? It's obviously the one in his underclothes. So let's go with the one fully dressed. I wouldn't be so sure of that, Melchan. No, old Jackie reckons that one's too dimber to be the real Oboro. Don't spoil my fun, Jackie. Oh, fine then. I tire of this drab old disguise anyhow. Karasu, does your villainy know no bounds? Villainy? You wound me, Oboro. Why, after I learned the art of illusion from that overstuffed Lord What's-His-Name, I simply thought I would put it to use and have a little fun. We did have fun, didn't we? I must say, Oboro, your friends are far more entertaining than you are. I dare say you could learn a thing or two from them. But well, I suppose all good things must come to an end. Till we meet again. Farewell. Off like a crow in the night. He turned into a bat, actually. Don't be too hard on yourself, boy. He had us all rooked. Anyhow, now that all's bob, I reckon it's about time we took our do-beaters to the sisters. You come along too, Oboro. I'll get you something to cover yourself up a bit. It was all rooked, especially Melchan. Hildebrand haunts you once more. Oh my god. That's, that is an outfit, I guess. Really on display there. Say what you will, but Jackie's fashion sense is certainly one of a kind. That's one of Jackie's favourite outfits. The poor colt. What do you say, though, Chan? I reckon the lad's looking sharper than ever. Captain Jackie was kind enough to lend me some garb from his personal wardrobe. They are rather... how might I describe it? Sophisticated. Stylish, dashing and delightful. Did I tell you, or did I tell you? Old Jackie's got you looking better than ever before. Every rum doxy and limsa won't be able to take your glazes off you. Nor can I, and not in a good way. In any event, I owe you all, especially you, Melchan, an apology for this most unfortunate turn of events. I had thought my plan flawless, but unfortunately I had neglected to account for one thing. The possibility that Karasu's tolerance for Hingan rice wine might be considerably higher than my own. I cannot say for sure precisely what happened. All I know is that one moment we were engaged in a most delightful conversation, and the next I was lying in a cot in the hovel with nothing but my undergarments on me. Suspecting that something was amiss, I dashed back to the dock storehouse as quick as my legs could carry me, only to find neither you nor Karasu present, and my personal wardrobe completely empty to boot. Ha! A dimber-damber as always, that one. Getting you some new duds was one thing, but cloying that scroll back from Karasu is going to be a whole nother matter. Damn it all! But mark my words, that scoundrel will not get away with his villainy this time. No, I must return to the storehouse at once, and draw up a plan to retrieve what is rightfully mine. For all the lad's whinging, damned if he didn't actually seem pleased with this turn of events. Well, Melchan, reckon you've got adventures you'd best be getting back to, eh? Just promise me you'll drop in on Oboro and lend him your daddles from time to time. He's a good lad, but he's got a habit of tripping over his own two do-beaters, if you whittle me. Now you've got me sounding like the boy's father. Anyhow, don't be a stranger here at the sisters, either. Gods only know we can always use a dimber-damber like yourself. Well, there you go. Karasu won in the end. And Oboro still has an excuse to chase after him, so... Shadow of the other. That was cute. How are you? I caught Underfoot and the Stray prattling on about the natty duds I lent to Olaboro. They were calling it an affront to good taste. I'm aware not just any cove can wear those duds the way Captain Jackie does, but there's no need to snub the poor boy. Speaking of which, we still need to take him out for a flagon of mead at Betaron's. The real him this time, if you whittle me. I hope he's still wearing that outfit when we go see him. Let's go say hi to Oboro. One last time. Ah, he's back in his normal garb. Boo! Karasu has eluded my grasp yet again, but mark my words, this is not over yet. Yes, as soon as I figure out where he is hiding these days, I will settle the score once and for all. How are you? For better or for worse, everything is much as one would expect. Oboro is pursuing his rival, Karasu, with more zeal and dogged persistence than ever, and little in the way of actual success. That said, who would have thought that the Oboro that returned to us from the Hermit's Hovel was actually Karasu in disguise? That crafty crow certainly had me fooled. But looking back now that I know the truth, there was something off about Oboro's behaviour. How can I say it? He seemed strangely personable, amiable, pleasant. Perhaps I should stop there. And the chase continues forever. Well, there you go. That was Ninja. That was the last Ninja quest. Ninja. All done. That was a cute one. I like that. Okay, next. Yes, I'm pretty sure there's no Reaper one. We'll just double check, but pretty sure we're done with Reaper. Yeah, I'm glad Karasu's still around as well. I hope he turns up in more stuff in the future. They did leave plenty of wiggle room there to have the two show up in future stuff. That's cool. Hello. I am Reaper. Yeah, no more quest for Reaper. Forgot how good this music is. Alright, can't do monk. We did dragoon and ninja. Can't do samurai. No reaper. Bard! Ah, we get to do bard now. I love the bard characters. Bard. Where was... Alright, that's over in the South Shroud. Jahuntel. A harmony from the heavens. Jahuntel is at once jubilant and relieved to see you. Ah, young one, full glad am I to see you hale and whole. The rumours from the front lines had me quite worried. I would commemorate this happy reunion with a verse, but there is someone who is worried for you even more than I. I speak, of course, of your comrade Sanson. It would do him well to see you again. If you can spare the time, perhaps we can pay him a visit in Gridania together. It would do Sanson well to see you again. If you can spare the time, let us pay him a visit in Gridania together. To Gridania. Sanson! Sanson's pretty short, but I'm even shorter. That's just how short my character is. Lest you wonder, those men are Sanson's bards, and my former pupils. Melchan, praise the matron you're safe. I've been beside myself with worry ever since I heard of your mysterious disappearance after Gimlet. Nod. We fought the Empire too, my unit and I. Never had I experienced such a bloody battle. You have done well to return to us, all of you. We owe our survival in no small part to Guidalo. His song spurred all whom it reached on the battlefield, turning the tide on countless occasions. For his valorous service, he was awarded a medal from the Alliance. Not that he was ever interested in such trinkets, of course. Lieutenant Guidalo was an inspiration to us all. But us, we may as well not have been present for all the good we did. May I introduce you our recruits, Melchan? They are disappointed with their showing in Gimlet. To be sure, they did not shame themselves, far from it, but in moments when we were hard pressed, their songs faltered and lost power. I see. As you know, our songs are given power through our fervent desire to aid our comrades. I do not think that you lacked this desire. It was simply overwhelmed by the terror of being confronted with death. In his capacity as their senior, I had wanted Guidalo to train them, but no matter how many times I asked him, nay, commanded, he refuses to do so, saying that their songs do not have heart. Is that what he said? Not to discourage you all, but there may be truth to Guidalo's words. Remember, if a song is to touch the heart, it must needs have heart. Without it, not even an expertly performed anthem can hope to inspire. I believe it would behoove you to experience an exemplar of our songs, and most conveniently, we have an exemplar of our art here with us. Melchan, will you not play for them? Allow me to beseech you as well, my friend. Guidelo and I have spoken highly of your deeds to the recruits. It would be no exaggeration to say that they idolize you. Rest assured you won't perform alone. My harp shall join yours for a duet, awash with heart. I am truly grateful. Yet if I may be particular, we should have Guidelo participate as well. It is his duty to train them, after all. And besides, I believe he would relish the chance to perform with the two of you. Very well, a trio it is. Hook No Pokey mentioned catching sight of Guidelo in the East Shroud. Let us see if we can find him there. I'm really glad Sanson's got his little bard group he wanted. His bard unit. Long time no see. You haven't forgotten me, I hope. After all, I'm the one who discovered your talent, Kupo. The recruits? They're waiting in Gridania, lest they scare Guidelo away with the prospect of having to teach them. It appears Guidelo was here but recently. That's right, Kupo. He went deeper into the woods, saying, "That Sanson nags like a bloody fishwife." Guidelo respects you more than anyone, Melchan. Were you to call him, I dare say he will answer. If you were to call out to Guidelo, I dare say he will answer. Go on and try, Melchan. Do I really nag like a fishwife? The more things change, the more Guidelo stays the same, Kupo. Here to inspire courage to charge into the trenches. I don't think anyone can inspire courage. If we're talking about Courage the Cowardly Dog. Guidelo. Guidelo does not appear to be in the area. Perhaps you should venture deeper into the wood. Alright. Guidelo. Get your butt here. Well, well, look who it is. What brings you here, Melchan? Not some tiresome errand, I hope. A tiresome errand. An invitation to perform. That's the funny answer, but this is a nice answer. Let's be nice. Ha! I've been waiting forever for you to ask me that. So, what's the occasion? So Sanson and Jahantel put you up to it? I should have known. Those recruits are as stiff as their captain, and I don't have any hopes for them. But alright, I'll do it. Anything's worth the chance to perform with you, Melchan. Guidelo, there you are. I take it Melchan has apprised you of the performance? Aye, and I expect no less than the finest venue for this distinguished gathering. You'll secure such a place for us, right, Chief? You may depend on it. I myself want the very best for the performance. Do any locations come to mind? The recruits have shown great interest in our expedition to find the Ballad of Oblivion. In light of this, I believe there is no place more fitting than the Sea of Clouds. The view alone would take their breath away. Sounds good to me. Let's get moving. Very well. I will go and secure an airship for us. Please gather at the airship landing. Airship landing. I keep forgetting there's a little shortcut there. Here in Gridania. Like the other places. Hi. I can't rightly recall when last I felt so enthused for a performance. Bugger me, but I'm starting to get excited. My superiors raised their eyebrows when I mentioned another journey to the Sea of Clouds, but I managed to win them over with the prospect of another Song of Power. We have our airship. If everyone is ready, let us be away. The recruits have already boarded, keen as they are, and who wouldn't be keen for the coming performance? Do we need to, like, rehearse, or...? What's the set list? What are we playing? So, what's the plan? What are we going to play with this azure backdrop? Well, seeing as we have a vaunted hero with us, I had a mind to draw inspiration from her adventures for a new piece. That's a great idea, old man. Mel-Chan's stories would make for a bloody fine song. Our recruits yet have limited experience lifting up their comrades in battle. A song that conveys the importance of camaraderie, that sows the seeds of the desire to inspire. Such would be ideal, I believe. A young man who chased after a legend. A forgotten hero who avenged her comrades. Well, this is, Render Ray. Who's the young man who chased after a legend? Oh, yeah, that would be, the new kid. What's his name? This one's more about camaraderie, I reckon. Yeah. Sing about Render Ray. An intrepid soul who faced a mighty foe, staunch comrades in tow. Aye, this is a rousing tale, worthy of being immortalised in song. Why, already the themes and emotions weave themselves into melody and verse in my mind. Come, my friends, let us lift our voices together in heartfelt harmony. O huntress brave, for vengeance you did cry, for comrades slain in a hunt gone awry, in your breast a raging storm, impossible to quell, save by consigning the beast to the depths of hell. O huntress brave, your quarry you did chase, though it meant forsaking your new-found place. By your own hands you wish the deed fulfilled, that the storm within may finally be stilled. O huntress brave, a decision you did make, your hopes and dreams on friendship you would stake. Laying bare your heart, you set yourself free, to give your all to others, that the world may ever be. By the gods! So this is what it means to perform with all your heart. That was moving beyond words. I felt the lesson of the song with my whole being. The lesson that our understanding for one another is what opens the way forward. Understanding. To think on it, I may have been too insistent in trying to press our recruits onto Gaidalo. I didn't try to understand his feelings. Guidelo, this isn't an order, but a humble request. I ask not that you train our recruits, but that you simply get to know them. Through this, you'll come to understand each other's hearts, and forge a bond that will lend power to your songs. We should like that very much. Your song touched us to the very core. I would like nothing more than to be able to likewise touch others. Alright then, we can get acquainted when I'm in the mood. Now that you know what a real song feels like, I reckon there's hope for you lot yet. Aw, that was cute. That was a performance I shan't soon forget. My breast still thrums from the joy of the experience. Your adventures make great songs, Melchan. Thank you. I cannot thank you enough, Melchan. Our recruits are more motivated than ever before. No sooner did we arrive back in Gridania than they rushed off to train. I believe I'll go and join them. I'll continue what you and Jahantel started, and help them to become the finest bards they can be. Guidelo, you are coming too, yes? You did say you would get to know them. Aye, when I'm in the mood, which I'm not. Right now, I need to reflect on my experience. Let it really soak in, you know? So I'm going to spend some time alone with my harp. But wait! If you're going to play the harp, at least let the recruits listen. Forgive me, Melchan, but I must be away. Thank you for a wonderful performance. Passionate as they are, I doubt not but that they will find their way. Allow me to thank you as well, Melchan. Truth be told, I too had longed to perform with you for quite some time. It was a truly sublime experience, as if our music had floated to the heavens and rained down upon all creation. The music of that rain, I believe, reached the souls of the fallen, my departed comrades of the God's Quiver. As it reached the heart of an old man who has long lived in quiet penance, it woke memories of the passion I had in my youth, when I yet stood on the field of battle. All of this because of a single song, young one, a song born of your tale. Generations hence, full certain am I that the song will still be sung, awakening passion in countless more souls. It gives me great pride to know that I was part of its creation. Aww. A bard's tale. Well, it wasn't quite the gay wedding I was hoping for, but it was still very cute. The Song Upon the Wind. That was nice. Go talk to Jahantel. And we'll see if Sanson is still hanging out outside the Archer Guild. Archer. Nope. Aw. I'm hoping we could talk with him. Oh well. Go say hi to Jahantel. Kinda weird he still hangs out way out here. Considering he's involved in like training recruits and stuff. Recently, I went to train Sanson's men, and what a pleasant surprise it was. In the short time since we performed for them, they have improved in leaps and bounds. The day is not far now when bards become a mainstay of Gridania's military. How are you? I thought my creative urges had waned, but our performance together lit a fire within me. Now I am in the midst of penning a new song. Nor am I the only one to gain newfound inspiration. More often than before, I see Guidolo venturing deep into the wood, where he loses himself in his strumming. Little does he suspect that he has an audience, in the form of Sanson and the recruits. See that you do not spill this to Guidolo, yes? They spy on him. Well, there you go, that was Bard. Alright, next up, Machinist. Pew pew. Over in Ishgard. Gun. That's right, I was going to glamour this gun. Don't really like this appearance with this coat. Got to go glamour the gun, okay? It's very important. What guns have I got? Oh, I do like the Skaven one. Go with the Skaven one for now. Very overly flashy. Which is fine by me. Last time in Machinist, we actually got to hang out with Hilda, so that was cool. I really like her. Hi. I said, hi. Machinists for the morrow. Stephanivian and his prospectometer are once more focused upon you. Gun wizard. Ah, Melchan, my prospectometer never fails. I knew your own well-honed instincts would alert you to my current turmoil. 'Tis our faithful Joy who concerns me. Her behaviour has been awfully odd of late. Frequent outings to parts unknown, acting secretive, that sort of thing. It reminds me of the time her father was being held captive, and I worry that she once more finds herself the victim of nefarious circumstances. That is, as they say, where you come in. An adventurer and machinist of your calibre should have little trouble discerning the severity of her situation. Discreetly, of course. I would make a few subtle inquiries myself, but I fear that Joy, her senses on edge as they are, would soon detect the attempt. Ahem. As fortune would have it, she only just left on one of her mysterious outings. You should be able to catch her in the vicinity of St. Raynet's Forum if you leave immediately. Cast your eye over St. Raynet's Forum and see if you cannot locate Joy, or failing that, a hint as to the truth of her predicament. Joy! Didn't get to see Joy in the Stormblood Machinist quests. Sorry, Joy. Hope I didn't keep you waiting too long. Hilda! I just got here myself, as a matter of fact. but we'd best be getting along all the same. Aye, today's the day. I can feel it. Ah, champion. You have business in the city? With my sister, mayhap? I thought I spied her in the crowd, making her way to the forum. So, Lord Stephanivian is concerned for Joy, then? Well, he has placed his trust in the right agent, if it is discretion he requires. As it happens, I may even have information of use to you. It has been brought to my attention that Joy and Hilda have been spotted together in Falcon's Nest on more than one occasion. They've both earned a measure of fame here in Ishgard, you see. Sufficient to warrant a curious mention to the Temple Knights when the two of them are seen travelling as a pair. I'm somewhat curious about Hilda's activities myself, but I shall leave further investigations in your capable hands. Pray convey my regards to Lord Stephanivian. Oh, Melchan, welcome back. Were you able to divine aught of consequence? With Hilda, you say? What in Helone's name could they be doing in Falcon's Nest? Not a peep from my prospectometer. I suppose there's naught else for it. We must fall back on old-fashioned reconnaissance. Pray lend me your assistance a while longer, Melchan. To Falcon's Nest we go. I do feel like this isn't really our business, but alright. Joy and Hilda, an unexpected partnership, and for what purpose? Only a jaunt to Falcon's Nest will tell. Hello. There you are, Melchan. Had you any idea how famous our Machinist had become? I had only to mention Joy and Hilda by name to be inundated with a veritable flood of rumours. 'Twould seem our unlikely pair are en route to the Black Iron Bridge, and just like that, we have our next destination. Hello. Ah, you came. Called her and she came. Aw. What a good cat. Yes, play with the mouse. Play with the mousey. No? Okay. Never mind. Bye. And she's gone. Lovely weather here. It's a blizzard. Can't see anything. It's nearly her meal time. Nearly. Another hour. I can offer her cuddles, though, in the meantime. The ladies are supposedly on their mystery errands somewhere in this area. Let us have a good look around. Shots from a firearm, and there can be no mistaking the owners. Come, we might have a better view from the edge of the cliff. It's no good. I've got nothing. What about you, Joy? Me mind's a blank. Easy enough to say, but a damn sight harder to do, eh? We've always had an instructor before, showing us the way. Not surprising we'd stumble a bit, trying to come up with stuff on our own. I suppose I thought we'd have made more progress by now. Are you sure we shouldn't ask his lordship for a little advice? That'd defeat the purpose then, wouldn't it? If we're to stand on our own 2 feet, then we need to work this out ourselves. Aye, you have the right of it. We just keep shooting then, and hope we find our target. Let's move on. I keep meaning to ask, but how in the bloody hells do you do that? Do you flick off the hairbands when you draw the weapon, or...? Just gun gals being gun pals, yeah. No time for questions, Hilda. Your breath would be better spent searching for new things to shoot. It was I who dreamed up the Machinists, and Rostenthal who helped bring the idea into being. The machine we put together, well, that was driven forward by the likes of you and Joy and Hilda. Then as naturally as if I had planned it, you and those 2 ladies took charge of my designs. Tis a strange feeling, how wildly the needle flicks twixt a mentor's pride and an inventor's logging. It would seem, however, that our comrades are experiencing some difficulties with the particulars of developing new techniques, a problem to which we might offer a solution. But in light of their efforts to achieve independence, to simply begin bellowing directions seems boorish. Have you any ideas on how to proceed? We give their imaginations a nudge. We show them a different way. I don't know what the different way would be. Give their imaginations a nudge. A little creative push, you think? That could certainly help break them out of the slump they find themselves in. But how exactly to provide that inspiration? But of course, the answer stands right there in front of me. You stand at the peak of the profession, the living embodiment of all it means to be a machinist. All we need do is have you demonstrate the techniques you have acquired and refined over the course of your illustrious career. What could possibly be more inspiring? I shall head out now and herd a suitably monstrous opponent back for you to dispatch. The sound of shots ringing out should bring the ladies running to investigate, just as theirs alerted us to their location. Right then, we can reconvene at this spot once our little show is concluded. Hey Furiora, how are ya? The player has to follow the 57 precepts at all times. Oh god. That is horrifying. Oh. That sounds impossible. A Bergthers. Sure. Bergthers. Give you a drill. Oh. Machinist feels so much better to play with good ping. Travel alone? Ah, no grim child. Ah, that's a shame. Nicely done, Melchan. I am truly in awe of what you can accomplish with my contraptions. Tell me, where did you learn such control and power? I journeyed through a land without night. I fought to save a distant star. A land without night. I fear the magnitude of such a journey falls beyond the scope of my prospectometer, but the results of your experience speak for themselves. And assuming they were watching, our two machinist comrades will have certainly gleaned a lesson or two from your expert demonstration. Yes, I believe our work here is done. We return to Ishgard. Could they see through the blizzard? Okay, they saw. Oh. Hot chocolate. Thank you. Thank you. Hot chocolate for this cold weather. Delicious. Bow. And now... wife fulfill. Have a lovely day. Yeah, I forgot how much I liked the charm spiders in Hollow Knight. That was a fun little build. The spooters are rude. Yeah, they don't let him bow. They just immediately attack him. It's rude. Yeah, you have to bow at the start of that fight. My thanks, Melchan. I'd have been at a complete loss in this matter, were it not for your invaluable assistance. And I imagine I'm not the only one singing your praises this day. Speaking of which... look at you two. Thick as thieves you are. Seems we was right. Rather a brusque greeting, even for you, dear Hilda. Something on your minds? Well, it was awfully convenient for Melchan to put on a grand show of skill, just as we was scratching our noggins over new techniques. And I'll wager it was me lordship what had her pulling the trigger. Oops, we've been found out. How did you... What, did you think you was being sneaky? The notoriously helpful champion of Ishgard, popping up right where and when we needed her, Unlikely. It's not that we're ungrateful, you see. We was already trying so hard to follow in your wake. Aye, it was like being lost at sea and finding an island that's not on the map. A bit perplexing, but welcome all the same. I guess what we're saying is that you've given us our bearings and a firm footing to start charting our own course. And there you have it. Further proof that my prospectometer was in fine working order when it first chirped in your presence. We still don't know what his prospectometer is. Right. Well, we've said our piece. It's time we got back to squeezing them triggers. Keep an eye out, me lordship. Soon enough, we'll be the ones showing you what a machinist can do. Was my subterfuge really so transparent? Ah, but how swiftly my charges have grown, and how easily did it slip my notice. So unlike the deliberate evolution of my inventions, But let us not forget your astounding development. I dare say no barrage of shots has ever proven so instructional. Thank you again, Melchan. And do feel free to drop by the manufactory from time to time, even when we're not threatened by some peace-shattering crisis. Aww. I like the machinist characters. I'm a machinist, not a man. He lets Zote die because don't trust your reflection. Amazing. The shot heard across worlds. That's a good title. Greetings, Melchan. Your wondrous adventures are keeping you occupied, I trust. I find myself with relatively few demands on my time. Joy has all but taken the reins when it comes to instructing our machinists, leaving me free to concentrate on running the manufactory. Yes, I'm proud indeed to see my protégés seize their independence, if not a little sad that they have left the nest. Aww. Empty nest syndrome. Bless the fury, if it ain't the manufactory's top machinist. You're faring well, I hope. For us lot, it's been training, and more training. How's the manufactory? Joy and Hilda are thick as thieves these days. You might think they'd be wandering the markets looking at dresses, but not with them two lasses. I hear they've been off training in secret, working on new machinist moves. You ask me, they were strong enough already. Now the rest of us have to train twice as hard if we're to stay on top of the latest techniques. Aww. That was sweet. Kind of sad to say goodbye to all these class characters that I love so much. But that was Machinist. Yeah, Ninja, Bard, Machinist. I love all three of these, like the cast of characters here. And then they started dating. Yep. Make a line of battle bots to pile drive enemies. Yes. Hello, Cleo. How you doing? You back? He's back. Beat the game without ever using focus. Ew. Yeah, I don't remember all of the precepts, so I don't remember what is going to be needed for that playthrough. That alone sounds pretty ridiculous. Oh, good cat. Yes, you're a good cat. Mwah. Love you. Mwah. Oh, you can't even use focus to absorb the radiance. Oh, jeez. With the dreamers. The Godhome ending. Jeez, that's pretty rude. I did not think about that. Jeez. Aww, good cat. Alright, next quest is Dancer, which we'll do as soon as Cleo stops being adorable. So never, I guess. This is a Cleo stream now, I guess. Alright, let's actually play the video game. Dancer. Nice. Yeah, the Dancer quest line was rather odd. Something about like negative emotions and it turned into monsters and stuff. Where was the Dancer stuff? Limsa Laminsa, that's right. Jiggles when rolling over. Yes. Cute. There it is, rising to the occasion. I have 3 charges of this movement ability. Seems kind of ridiculous having 3 charges of it. Dancers are very mobile. Hello. Rising to the occasion. Nashmeira is elated to see one of her favourite young proteges return. Well, if it isn't Mel-chan. What a delightful surprise. And just look at that posture and poise. I can see you've not neglected your training one bit since we last parted. As for us, Troop FFXIV continues to tour Eorzea, bringing hope to the dejected and downtrodden. Whenever and wherever the Totentans threatened to rear its ugly head, we were there to cast out the shadows. With tales of our performances spreading across the realm, we've had no small number of aspiring dancers knocking at our door. Training them was consuming nearly all of my waking hours, but recently Renard has stepped in to help shoulder the burden. Truly, I'd be lost without her. And what of you, Mel-chan? Have you had any noteworthy performances since last we met? I travelled to and from a distant world. I journeyed in search of a legendary hero. A legendary hero. And I thought our voyage to distant shores was a long one. I see you've had yourself quite an adventure, though I confess the full import of your tale is quite beyond my comprehension. Still, this bounty hunter you befriended put you in quite the predicament, didn't he? He reminds me of another troublemaker I used to know. Me? A troublemaker? I may have been immature, but I only had my friend's best interests at heart. Isn't that right, Mel-chan? And besides, it sounds like even this bounty hunter came around in the end. Indeed, there is a certain something about you, Mel-chan. Something that brings out the best in those whose lives you touch. And Renard here is a prime example. The hot-headed girl I once knew has come into her own as a dancer, a woman, and a leader of her peers. Perhaps it is finally time that... Yes, I'm sure of it. Mochan? Renard? There is a dilemma that has been weighing heavily on me of late, but I do believe I've finally found an answer. Pray accompany me out of the city to Lenosia. I will discuss matters further with you, away from the crowds. Mistress Nashmera has come to rely more and more on Renard of late. At first, I wondered if this was wise, but I must say I've come to be impressed with the girl's newfound maturity. Summoning the embodiment of despair and hopelessness, and killing it stone dead. Yeah, I don't remember if you have to fight those before Pantheon 5. Been too long. Over and over, Mistress Nashmera promised me no more secrets. But I suppose she just can't help herself sometimes. Mochan, Renard, forgive me for not sharing the news with you two sooner. As fortune would have it, Troupe Falciem has been invited to perform at the Mujikosa in Kugane, and our patrons are willing to pay a premium for our services. The Mujikosa? You mean that I could dance on the same stage that has hosted some of the most renowned artistes in all the Far East? Someone pinch me! When do we leave? As soon as we are able, and therein lies my dilemma. The threat of the Totentan still looms over Eorzea, and I have a duty to train the next generation of dancers to carry on Troupe Falciem's mission. I cannot very well abandon these shores while my life's work remains undone, and so I turn to you. Renard Migo, you have blossomed into a fine dancer, and a capable leader. I would have you assume my role as principal, and oversee Troupe Falciem's tour of Kugane. Mistress Nashmera, what are you saying? It is the only practical solution. You would travel to Kugane to share our art with our friends in the Far East, and I could remain here to train our new recruits, and deliver the people of Eorzea from the throes of the Totentans. But I'm not ready for this. There is still so much I must learn. You told me as much just moons ago. And I have seen you come far since then. No one is born a leader, and doubtless it will be a struggle at first. But you are every bit as prepared for this role as I was, the day I inherited it. I would not make this offer if I did not believe this with all my heart. And yet I cannot, and will not, force the position upon you. But at the very least, pray think upon it for a while. Me? Leader and principal of Troupe Falciem? I do believe Mistress Nashmera has lost her wits. Why, I still remember the days I would trip over my own 2 feet every time I took the stage. And yet, she seems intent on remaining here in Eorzea. If I refuse, the curtains will fall on a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to showcase our art on the Far East's biggest stage. And yet, were I to go and fail spectacularly, I swear my mind is going in circles. Whatever should I do, Mochan? It's not like me to brood and fret like this. Then stop brooding. You are a dancer, are you not? You are a dancer. Dance. What are you saying? That if I cannot find the answer I seek in still thought, perhaps I might find it in motion? You may very well be right. Dance with me, Melchan. Show me through your motions all you have learned in your travels, and help me to clear the shadows of doubt from my mind. Dance. A stunning view, no sign of onlookers for miles. Yes, this place should serve nicely for our private performance. We dance today not for admiring crowds. Our only audience is each other. So face me, Melchan. I would look upon your movements in all their glory, and let you inspire me to greater heights. That was a very cool dance. Oh, thank you, Melchan. That was simply exhilarating. Danced all day. From the first step, I couldn't take my eyes off you. Before I knew it, I had forgotten myself, my worries carried off by the wind. You were watching me, yes? What did you think? Have I truly come far, as Mistress Nashmara says? Indeed you have. You will go further. Indeed you have. You're too kind, Melchan. Seeing you has inspired me to work even harder, that I could truly reach the heights Mistress Nashmara envisions for me. In any event, this I know more than ever. Dancing is my life, my calling. I must continue to perfect my craft, that I might inspire and bring hope to others, just as Mistress Nashmara and you have inspired me. The answer is clear to me now. I may not be the leader that she was, but I will be the leader I know I can be. Thank you for everything, Melchan. I must return to Limsa to relay the news to Mistress Nashmara. You will join me there, won't you? I did know where that music was from, but I've forgotten now. There's so much good music. Bum, bum, ba-da-bum. Breathe, Renar, breathe. Renar here came dashing into town, half out of breath. I can only assume what this means. The girl has found her answer, has she not? You bet I have. I may not be ready to fill your toe shoes completely, but damned if I'm not going to try. Leave the tour of Kugane to me. I am proud of you, Renar. Now, go and tell the others that you must begin preparations at once. I will be along with Melchan shortly. While I am beyond pleased with the results, I must admit I did not expect the girl to reach a decision so quickly. Whatever did you do to bring about her change of heart? We danced. That I cannot say. We danced. So it was not with words, but through your actions that you spoke to the girl. Indeed, it is as I thought. Your very presence is as a mirror that helps those around you discover their true selves. In any event, Renard owes much to you, my friend, as do I. Troop FFXIV is stronger for you having joined us. Come now, let us return to the others. Look at all those surprised faces. Not that I can blame them, of course. To think the girl I thought of as a little sister would one day lead Troop FFXIV. This will take some getting used to. I cannot say I was prepared for this. And yet, if this is how Mistress Nashmera would have it, it is far from my place to oppose. Besides, nothing in this world can last forever. With the end of one era comes the beginning of the next, and all of us here welcome Mistress Renard's reign. We will do all in our power to see that Troop FFXIV continues to flourish under her stewardship. Kuilud, my friends, you are too kind. Let us not forget that we are all in this together. If we move forward as one, there's no limit to the heights we may reach. And with that, we must prepare to set sail without delay. In Kugane too, there are those whose spirits sag, and we must bring them hope as only Troop FFXIV can. I too should be getting on. The Totentans threatens to return in hidden corners of the realm, and I must train the next generation of dancers to continue our fight. And you have your own adventures to return to, don't you, Melchan? But don't be sad. Mistress Nashmera, you and I, even if we go our separate ways, we will always be united by our passion for dance. Our paths will cross again, I'm certain. And on that day, you'll be simply astonished at the dancer I've become. Mark my words. And so to you, my rival, my friend, I say not farewell, but rather keep dancing, until we might once again take the same stage. That was quite sweet. No friends of mine. Rift Dancer. Oh, that's a cool title. Rift Dancer. Oh, where'd they go? She's not here anymore. There's no one here. Where did they go? Most of the other characters stick around so you can talk to them afterwards. But she's just gone. She's out of here. Oh, well. I guess we're done with Dancer. Actually, I don't think I ever checked what the Shadowbringers Dancer stuff looked like. Once I hit 80 with Dancer, I forgot to go check. So I'm going to go have a quick look. And then we might have time to do another one before I feed Cleo. Getting through these quite quickly, so that's cool. Hello. Yeah, so you unlock each set as you get them the class to 80. Now that I've done all the role quests. There's a nice chakrams. Dancer. Headdress. That's quite nice. I mean, I really like that headdress, actually. Yeah, that is a nice set. Yeah, this is the starting dancer set that I'm wearing. I'll have to decide later which of these I want to go with. I never checked warrior either. What's warrior look like? Ah, yeah, the gunbreaker thing you get is Lionheart. A dancer with a gunblade. Shadowbringer. Chungor. Boyle Bergenet. That's quite nice. What's the helm look like? A little less spiky than some of the other warrior stuff. I wonder what colour changes in the dyeable version. Yeah, that's the warrior set. Okay. Next. Oh, we've done all physical ranged already. Nice. Oh, we've got Black Mage, Summoner, and Red Mage left. Right, let's go do Black Mage. Glamour, yep. And housing, yep. Housing isn't available here until the next major patch. Oh, what chakrams is that? That is shiny, very shiny. Augmented Zealotopia. Ah, that's the relic, isn't it? That is very pretty. That looks completely different than hers. Maybe from Hades. Okay, yeah, that looks like Hades. Why is hers pink? Don't know. Maybe it's just the lighting here. Alright, Black Mage. Yeah, one of the master recipes. Cool. Yeah, those weapons are some of my favourite looking ones. They just look so good. This is over in Ul'dah. Ul'dah. A home for a tome. Anyone would think that's about the Summoner book. The Summoner tome. Oh, you got a metal bug. What is it? Wind up weapon. Lalai. A home for a tome. Lalai is eager to hear tell of your recent adventures. Welcome back to these halls, Melchan of the Black. I sense that the dark powers in you are ever burgeoning. Pray tell, where have your travels taken you since last we met? I travelled to a world flooded with light. I felled a great mage in battle. I felled a great mage. A journey to another world, you say? Intriguing indeed. Consider me impressed, and even a bit envious. How were you able to peer into the past of the Archmage Nielbert, and form a bond across the ages with his young friend Taina? Though the circumstances are not entirely the same, I cannot help but think back to my own encounter with the great Shatoto. Speaking of which, I too have been keeping myself occupied. Why, I have recorded every detail we learned on our last adventure in writing, that we might preserve Shatoto's knowledge for posterity, and avert any similar calamity that may threaten future generations. Just the other day, I put the finishing touches on the final chapter of the final volume, concluding with Shatoto's departure. There is, however, one lingering... Well, fancy that. I came to check up on Lalai here, and who do I find but our old friend Melchan? Mr. Conjurer? Yeah. Well, if it isn't everyone's favourite mutton-headed hearer, I need neither your support nor your sympathy, but I suppose you've never been one to let that stop you. Come now, Lalai. You yourself mentioned that you were at a loss for what to do with the records you had scribed, yes? I simply hope to inquire as to whether there have been any fruitful developments on that front. So you mean to rub salt in my wounds, yes? There have been no developments, fruitful or otherwise. I consulted with my brothers and sisters at the Order of Noldthal, but to the last man they refused to even entertain the thought. You consulted with... Do you mean to say that you were still a member of the Order? Why, I had always assumed that you had been excommunicated for your pursuit of the dark arts. Excommunicated? Simply for the pursuit of knowledge? Perish the thought. Though, to be fair, there are many holier-than-thou types in the Order who share this pig-headed hearer's opinion. Irrespective of this, the fact remains that the Order sealed away countless tomes in their vaults when they forbid the art of black magic. Storing my own writings with them, I would argue, is the most logical option. But no, they are too prudish and prejudiced against yours truly to listen to reason. Then again, perhaps if a thaumaturge in good standing with the Order were to put in a good word on my behalf... You may indeed find a more sympathetic ear. What do you say, Melchan? Nod. Delta attack. Excellent. Then let us hurry to the ossuary and see if we can't convince that insufferably stuffy Yayake to see good sense. A moment, if you please, Melchan. To tell the truth, the question of where to store her records is not the only matter that concerns me about Lalai of late. Recently, I cannot help but feel that the etheric power within her is shifting, warping in ways that I have not felt before. As for why this is, I cannot yet be sure. Until we discover more, pray look after her, will you? Okay. My apologies, but I believe it best that I remain here until your negotiations are complete. I shudder to think of the consequences if my colleagues at the Conjurers Guild found out I was conspiring with the likes of you and Lalai. Nothing personal, of course. Conspiring. I'm a well-respected white mage, I'll have you know. I swear, for a veteran of the Order, she has all the sense of a simpering child. Melchan. Well, this is an unexpected surprise, and not an entirely pleasant one, though it is by no fault of your own. The unmitigated gall of you, Lalai. Did you honestly believe that dragging poor Melchan here, against her will, no doubt, would convince me to agree to housing your shameful scribblings in our archives? I've said it once and I will say it again. Until the day you renounce the depraved teachings of Kukuruka, you will find no friends here. I would see those books burn before I give them a home here, for our sake and for your own. I swear, despite that pretentious monocle, you remain as blind as a bat to the big picture. Melchan of the Black, talk some sense into this overstuffed secretary. Should the tomes not be sealed away for safekeeping? Do all in the Order agree with your decision? Yeah, do all in the Order agree? At least one of us here is capable of communicating like an adult. I will grudgingly admit that there is one other who shares Lalai's sentiments. In fact, it is none other than our very own Guildmaster, Master Kokube... what was the name again? Kokobuki! Ha! It does not surprise me in the least. Come, Mochan, let us present our case to someone wise enough to understand it. After all you have done for our guild, I felt you deserved an answer to your query, and so I gave you one. And yet I advise you to proceed with caution. Lalai has few allies here, and I would hate to see your pristine reputation sullied by association. I don't care about... I think my reputation will be fine. I've kind of saved the world many times. I'm fine. I'm on the right side of history. Who cares if everyone else in this place is an insufferable dunderhead? With the Guildmaster himself on our side, the argument is as good as won. I was wondering who might be behind the screaming and stamping that echoed all the way to this chamber. Sister Lalai, was it? Yes, it is true. I find myself rather convinced by the young lady's argument. It is all but impossible for us to prevent any and all from studying the dark arts. Why, then, not keep this dangerous knowledge close at hand, where we keep an ever-watchful eye on those who would pursue it? And yet, I fear that my own view is not a popular one, and my power to influence the others is far from absolute. And so I would offer a proposal. Let us state our case directly to the head of the Order, to Prioress Dulala herself, that she might pass judgment. You and the Lie shall argue in favour of accepting the tomes, and those opposing shall argue against. Should all go well, the Prioress will agree to the proposal, and the tomes will have a safe home. And yet, the plan is not without risk. Should your argument be less than convincing, there remains a chance Dulala may expressly forbid any further research. Why, if she is in a particularly foul mood, your very place in the Order may suddenly become quite tenuous. I thought there was a cat. Yeah, Dulala. She's one of the ones in the syndicate, isn't she? Huh. As if there is a chance my words could be anything but persuasive. I accept. Pray summon the Prioress at her earliest convenience. Well, that settles it. We'd best hurry and prepare our argument. Out of our enemy's earshot, of course. Come with me, Melchan. Pull caster chest piece? Yes. Yeah, this is one of the Omega sets, I believe. Yeah, Carborundum. From one of the Omega wings. Very good. I think it fits Black Mage really nicely. For whatever it avails you, I shall voice my opinion in favour. No doubt Prelate Yayake will take her place at the head of the opposition. On another matter, is Lalai quite alright? I could not help but sense the aether within her swirling in a most unusual fashion. Oh dear, I hope she's alright. Lalai seems to be in unusually good spirits. I trust the negotiations went well, and yet something concerns me. This is our chance, Melchan. We simply must convince the Prioress at all costs. The future of our art depends upon it. What is this curious sensation? Uh-oh. Lalai, I knew something was amiss. The aether within you is transforming in a most unusual way. I must admit, I have not felt quite myself lately. My head, it feels as heavy as stone. No, this will not do. I'm afraid I must insist that you submit to a full examination before the hearing commences. Lalai! Lalai, can you hear me? Someone fetch a healer, or... Wait, that's me. This is no time for panicking, friend. We must carry her to the frontistery with all speed. Alright, you carry her, I'll carry her hat. I fear it is as I suspected. The etheric balance within her has broken down entirely, and the unchecked energies are now eating away at her from within. Ugh. I can only assume that playing host to Shitoto's memories has put a terrible strain on her, one from which she has yet to completely recover. Yes, it would seem that her mind and spirit are in mortal peril. I have never witnessed this degree of etheric imbalance before. I do not suppose you have? Yeah, I've seen some shit. I saw a world consumed by light. I saw a man transform into an unholy abomination. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that one. I see. I can scarcely imagine all you have witnessed in your travels, but an imbalance of ether, similar to what I now observe in Lalai, would appear to be behind the phenomena you describe. If we can assume that the memories of Shitoto, taking up residence in Lalai's corporeal form, stimulated her etheric flow, causing it to shift violently in an astral direction, then it only stands to reason we could restore balance by introducing a counteracting umbral aspect. By the 12, I think I've got it. And yet the process will not be quick, nor easy. I suppose we've no choice but to ask Master Kokabuki to delay the hearing. Delay the hearing? Have you lost what little wits you had? Why, if word got out that my condition was the result of my pursuit of the dark arts, it would all but seal Yayake's case against me. Well, bye. No, we must proceed as planned, before our opponents are the wiser. Melchan, here is my magnum opus, the fruits of all we went through together. I leave them in your capable hands. Go on ahead, and I will be along in due time. cast Blizzard 4 on her. Yeah, easy. Are you mad? You can't possibly mean to attend the proceedings in your current condition. Of course not. Fortunately, I just so happen to know a hero who, despite being an insufferable stick in the mud, has proven himself more than capable in the healing arts. The lie. Very well. Leave it to me. I will see that you are back on your feet before the judgment is rendered. Until then, I suppose it is up to Melchan here. Godspeed, my friend. Oh, good luck. I have heard that we will be pleading our cases to Prioress Dulala herself. It matters little to me. When she has heard my argument, she will have no choice but to rule in my favour. Shut up. Get you. The lie will be joining the proceedings a touch late, you say? That is most unlike her, to say the least. She has entrusted her records to you? Very well. With any luck, we will be able to use them to our advantage. Now, allow me to see them. The Prioress will be here all too soon. The lie has not even the courtesy to arrive on time to the hearing she herself requested. I swear, the woman's selfishness knows no bounds. I move that her request be dismissed immediately. It is for her own good. Her own good? Yes, it is as I suspected. You speak from your own experience, don't you, child? I recall that you, too, once took an unpopular position in support of your erstwhile master, Mumuepo, one that earned you only the ire of your brothers and sisters. Yes, and what of it? I fought for a hopeless cause that in the end served only to isolate me from my peers. Is it so wrong that I wish to save the lie from a similar fate? She must abandon this farce at once and return to her rightful place in the Order. To this I cannot agree. In the short time before these proceedings, I perused what I could of these tomes. In their pages are writ not only the forbidden secrets of black magic, but accounts of astounding phenomena, the likes of which even I could scarcely imagine. The lie conducted her research without the support or interference of the Order, and the fruits that research has borne cannot be denied. While our guild could not support 1,000 others like her, I see little to gain from stifling one woman's passion and forcing her to work within such rigid rules and regulations. The merits of both arguments are not lost on me, and yet I must confess a degree of ignorance about the matter at hand. All know that black magic was forbidden for its role in bringing disaster to our world, and yet you still practice this art. Tell me, adventurer, is this magic as calamitous as the rumours say? It depends on who wields it and to what end. Destruction too can bring salvation. Yeah, it depends on who wields it. If I understand you correctly, you would argue that in the right hands, even the art of destruction might serve the greater good. And yet, How are we to be certain that this Sister Lalai can be trusted with such potentially ruinous knowledge? Well, you have my word. I am kind of the warrior of light. My apologies, Prioress. By your leave, I would tell my tale. Black magic is an inherently dangerous art. This I cannot and will not deny. Never would I suggest that even a single mage pursue this path without full knowledge of the perils that lie ahead. That is precisely why I have recorded in painstaking detail not only the arcane knowledge I have gleaned, but every last one of the myriad phenomena, both wondrous and terrifying, I have experienced in its pursuit. Unbreakable bonds formed with beastmen we once thought our sworn enemy, bodies and souls consumed by the pursuit of forbidden knowledge, an unspeakable calamity revisited upon our world after millennia. We must leave this knowledge to posterity, that our sons and daughters do not repeat the mistakes of our past. Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. This is the crux of your argument, yes? Very well. Master Kokabuki, I hereby order you to establish a research organisation under the auspices of your guild to further study the impact of black magic. I also grant you permission to store the aforementioned tomes in your archives, under the condition that Sister Lalai oversees them. Understood. I will see that both the tomes and Lalai herself find a safe home within our halls. I'm still not entirely convinced, but if the Guildmaster himself is willing to accept responsibility, I have no reason to oppose. Prioress Dulala, Master Kokabuki, I cannot thank you enough. Mark my words, you will not regret this decision. I will see to it that this knowledge is passed down as it should be, that the errors of our past will never be repeated. Yo. Black magic is back! To think the day would come that our art would be recognised once more. Well, I do believe the proceedings went about as well as could be expected. I suppose this means that the lie is now directly under my supervision. Don't think you'll be getting free rein around here, simply because I vouch for you, child. I expect regular reports on any and all of your findings. Only through transparency will black magic ever be accepted by doubters and skeptics. Understood. I shall begin to prepare my first report at once. But before that, there is another with whom I'd like to share these tidings. That is, by your leave, Guildmaster? I believe you know well of whom I speak. He awaits us at the Sacrarium. Come along, Mochan. Yo. I am relieved to see the girl's etheric balance restored. I suppose it was one of your companions who aided in this, yes? Yeah, Astral freezes your MP regen, Umbral replenishes it. Yeah. I didn't think of it that way. Yeah, that ties into the lore of what we learned about light and darkness, about how light stops etheric flow and stifles it. So that's astral. Yeah, and umbral is darkness, the active. That's cool. Very cool. One thing I will say for Lalai, she is passionate about her beliefs. Worry not, I will see that she is treated fairly by her brothers and sisters. Weavers? Yeah. I wonder how far back in the lore, like in the writing of this game, they had the light and dark stuff figured out. That's really cool. Lalai has already shared the good news with me. Why, I could not be happier for the both of you. And so, you see, I simply thought that, well... Whatever is the matter, Lalai? This is your moment of triumph. I would expect you to be more... triumphant. Of course I am. It is simply that, well... Clearly I could not have... I did not accomplish this on my own, so... Melchan of the Black, and yes, you as well, Zaya Nelha. You have my... deepest gratitude. Well, I dare say this has been a momentous day, in more ways than one. Once again, Lalai, my congratulations. And you are most welcome. And with that, I should be on my way. When next we meet, I will introduce my colleagues from Stillglade fame. Now that you are no longer a pariah, I suppose they would not be averse to exchanging knowledge with you. And just when I was beginning to take a liking to that dolt. Aww. At any rate, though my official position may have changed, my mission remains the same. I will do all in my power to preserve our art for future generations. Pray continue to lend me your aid. Melchan of the Black. Back in black. Of Stranger Shadow. Melchan and Gura of the Black, the very founder of our ancient art, has entrusted you with carrying on her legacy. I am proud to say that you, if anyone, are surely up to the task. If there is aught I can do to aid you, you need but say the word. How are you? Well, I cannot say I enjoy having to file these excruciatingly detailed reports to Master Kokabuki. It is indeed most liberating to be able to continue my arcane pursuits with the full blessing and support of the Order. To think the day would come when I could peruse the myriads of tomes archived in the ossuary in broad daylight. Needless to say, there is virtually boundless knowledge that may yet be reaped from this. By comparing my own findings to those of Master Kukuruka, I might learn much of how our art has changed and evolved, as it was passed down through the years, and perhaps even unearth and revive aspects of it that have been lost to time. I see Yayake muttering and mumbling to herself each time I walk past her on the way to the archives, but I say, let her mutter. I have never let the worries of smaller minds get in the way of my research, and I do not intend to start now. Let's go talk to the people in the Thaumaturge Guild. And then I'm going to feed Cleo. Well, that's actually a big lore thing that happened. Black magic is now officially endorsed and embraced by Uldar. There are some within the Order who were less than pleased with Sister Lalai's reinstatement, but Prioress Dulala has spoken, and none would dare to question her judgment. Will she be truly accepted by her peers? That depends on how she conducts herself from here on. Let it suffice to say that I, for one, will be watching her very closely, Tokobuki. I can feel the etheric energy within you burgeoning to nigh inconceivable heights. I can only imagine the immense destructive powers you must now possess, but I trust you have put them to proper use to overcome the great obstacles in your path. Having plunged deeper and deeper into the abyss, one might say that your very existence is the embodiment of shadow itself. How's the guild? The lie continues her pursuit of arcane knowledge with all the prudence and discretion of a charging bull. Why, at times she even reminds me of Kokobushi when he was inconveniently possessed. Why, they say that just the other day she attempted to take a forbidden tome, housing a most terrible void scent from the shelves. Yayake wouldn't let me hear the end of it. I've warned her time and again that she must follow proper protocol if she wishes to stay in the good graces of the Order, but the girl seems ill-inclined to acquiesce. I do not want to see her ruin all she has accomplished, so I will do what I can to help her see the light. There you go. That's a Black Mage. In part on calling forth an obliterating void scent. I'm not really sure what the actual difference is between black magic and thaumaturgy. Anyway, time to feed Cleo. And then we'll do the last two, Summoner and Red Mage. I'll set off the cat alarm. And I'll go AFK for about 10 minutes. Oh. My phone wants to frickin'... Wait. Bloody phone. There we go. Set off the cat alarm. No worries, Callister. Thanks for hanging out. And thank you for watching the VODs. Have a good night. Where is she? I know she's nearby. Cleo! Cleo! She's not coming. I guess she's had enough of being on screen today. Oh wait, no, here she comes. Oh, hello. Hello. Come here. Oh, how you doing? Oh, you're a good girl. Yes, you are. Mwah. Cute. Gonna go feed her. We're back in about 10 minutes where we'll do the last class quests and then we'll probably end the stream nice and early so I can get ready for my raid tonight. So I will see you in 10 minutes. Okay, I'm back. Hello. Alright. We got through tons of quests today, didn't we? Just did Black Mage. Next up is Summoner. Yeah, Summoner and then Red Mage, and then we are done for now. So we'll finish those off. Summoner. The last Summoner quest was all about that book, the Sentient book. It was really good. I liked it actually. Gridania. Oh, I can just half there, actually. But yeah, these are the last things I wanted to do before well, before we start Endwalker, so... Next stream will be 5.4. Pretty exciting going back to MSQ, because the MSQ has just been incredible. Oh, I'm very excited. To be second best. Hello. To be second best. Dimitri is eager for news of her sister. Melchan, I was just about to contact the Scions to ask after my sister, and here you are to provide a report in person. What news? To the first? One of the 13 reflections, you mean? I had thought my field of expertise a complicated one, but I struggled to comprehend the enormity of your tale. Still, Stoller seems to be faring well enough, and for that I am grateful. Ah yes, before I forget, I actually had a message to pass on to you. Do you recall Summoner Jijisamu, formerly of the Company of Heroes, and current member of the Immortal Flames Summoner Squad? He commands both an Ifrit and Titan EG, and is likely one of the more seasoned... well, I am sure you remember. He is in Gridania on leave, as it happens, and asked me to direct you to the Carline Canopy, should you stop by for one of your more unpredictable visits. I believe he wished to consult you on some private matter. 'Twould be kind of you to lend him an ear, if you have a moment or two to spare. Sure. Have you spoken with the Lieutenant? I believe he wishes to speak with you, summoner to summoner. And that's the inn, isn't it? Yeah. I don't have my carbuncle. Here we go. Carbuncle. Cute. I really like all the seasonal music for the different events that they do. Hello. Bloody hells, I was just thinking about you, and there you are. Dimitri had a word on me behalf, I take it? Well, let's not stand on ceremony. I'll not mince words with you. I need some advice concerning summoners in Mortal Kombat. Mortal Kombat! Sorry. They tell me you have a special nature, what prevents primals from enthralling your mind. So what I want to know is, what's your thinking on being sent out to the front lines every time a beast tribe scrapes together a pile of crystals? That's just the way of things. I'm happy to be able to help. I'm happy to help. So you just see it as your rightful place? Folk need your help, and you've been blessed with the means to help them? Well, that's one way of looking at it. Me, I'm in it for the coin. Have been, ever since I sold me spells with the Company of Heroes. Most of the soldiers I march with ain't much different. We're happy to put our lives on the line as long as there's a purse waiting for us at the end of the day. The pair what joined in on our last skirmish, though, now that's a whole nother story. You've heard of Arenvold and Fordola, aye? Yes. The lad's one of the scions, same as you. No mystery there. As for the lass, she's a bit more complicated. Former officer in the Imperial Army, captured by the Resistance and steps away from the noose. Fighting for Alamigo as a conscript now, which is the only reason she's still breathing. Barely more in sprouts, the both of them, and they was deployed with the Flames to assist with Down and Ifrit. From what I hear, they share your resistance to primal influence, and that's the whole reason they had the dubious honour of standing in the thick of the Flames. Meanwhile, me and me fellow summoners was cowering in the shadows, sending out our Iji to support these youngsters would have seen less than 40 summers between them. This is one of the short stories from the website. Oh my god. Can't say I cared much for the experience. It bothered me to think they was being made to fight a battle what weren't theirs, just because of who they are. Do you think you could talk to them for me? Ask how they feel about the whole thing? You're the only person I can talk to. Me thanks. You'll find Arenvold in Rauger's Reach, and he'll know where to find Fordola. I'll tell him to meet you by the Aetherite. Huh. Well, I was not expecting this quest to be about Fordola and Arenvold. Arenvold was in Rauger's Reach, last I heard. If you could ask him me questions, it'd sure help me sleep at night. Melchan, I heard you had returned from Judge Osamu. What can I do for our honoured champion? Judge Osamu said that? Aye, we joined them against Ifrit, but I'd thought him more annoyed by our presence than concerned for our well-being. Why don't I save you some time and include Fordola in this conversation? We can visit her in her cell over in the city. Fair evening to you, Fordola. You again. And I see you've brought company. What is it now? My thoughts on fighting primals? Is that what you came all the way here to ask me about? I fight because I like the idea that I can help others, the feeling that my presence is needed. Not hard to explain, considering how my own mother decided she didn't want me around. And then there was that nightmare at the Waking Sands. Arba and Orly gave their lives to save mine, and I strive to be the sort of man whose life was worth saving. How very honourable. But no such lofty ideals rule my actions. My own will doesn't come into it. Fighting was part of the deal when they conscripted me with the other convicts. I follow orders and I get to live. And if I died on the battlefield, no one would shed a tear. Don't say that. You think I'd be glad to see you killed? You'd be about the only person who wasn't. And what about you, hero? You're usually the first one they throw into the Dragon's Maw. Let's hear what battles you've been made to fight. I was summoned to a world drowned in light. I joined the struggles of a man seeking to save a companion. A man seeking to save a companion. You're saying you were involved in the affairs of a man who had passed through the rift between worlds? Someone who's been wandering as a ghost for 100 years? I'm not sure if you're the realm's greatest champion, or the realm's greatest liar. I believe you, Mo-chan, and want to follow the path you walk. Even if I could never hope to carry the same burdens, I can at least work towards having a sturdier back. Speaking of burdens, you know a little something about that, don't you, Fordola? You weren't fighting for yourself after all, but for your comrades. We are not so Don't pretend my gift is anything like yours. I wanted it, asked for it even, but got more burden than I bargained for. How many souls were sacrificed for that research? No, the power they gave me was tainted from the beginning. But if I can do some good with it, then maybe they didn't die for naught. Satisfied? Then leave me be. I've got training to do. If you're waiting for the lad in silver armor, he should be out of there soon. She still snarls like a chained dog. Amidst all that growling, though, she gave us a glimpse of her true self. Enough that I'll know when to lend a shoulder, even if she wouldn't let me see her suffering. Now, don't be getting the wrong idea. Same age, same homeland. I can't help but care a little about what happens to her. Anyway, I have my own training to think of. Give my regards to Summoner Judge Osamu. I'll just go see if he's got any special dialogue over at Rauga's Reach. This is a cool quest. Nice to have a little bit of follow-up on Fordola and Arenvold. Fordola especially. Arenvold. Nothing to say about the quest. Back to Gridania. You've been to see them two youngsters then? Huh. So that's the way of it, eh? Well, I shouldn't be surprised considering the example they've been given to follow. And now that I know how they're approaching these fights, I can adjust my own tactics accordingly. One's passionate, and the other's reckless, so they'll both need some watchful support. I'll do what I can to stand in for you, though I doubt I'll ever replace you. Aye, they'll call me the second best summoner in Eorzea. How's that for humble? Right, I think it's past time I was on me way. Give me best to your Mitra, Milchan, and thanks for humouring me request. I think they should reset your sprint cooldown when you use an Aetheryte in a city. That would be cool. Everything went well with the lieutenant, I trust? I won't pry into the details, but I am glad to see you looking so content. To master summoning is an arduous journey, yet I imagine the going is made far smoother with a mentor such as you. I am somewhat envious of your younger colleagues. And if I am to mirror their progress, I must not allow my own scholarly research to fall by the wayside. Good day to you, Milchan. Soul Summoner 4. Far cooler. I've really liked all of these so far. How are things? If we'd never found Prim, would we have ever learned so much about one of Alag's greatest summoners? Or encountered his misguided machine? The art of summoning holds great potential for saving lives, but taken too far in the wrong direction, and it can just as easily become a tool of destruction. The Sons of St. Koinarch have taken it upon themselves to record our experiences with Sari in great detail, a cautionary tale for future generations. There were some who debated that such records were too dangerous to keep, but for now, we are archiving everything we have. Even as you straddle the worlds in your never-ending battle, I shall continue my own fight to protect the realm of knowledge. Yeah, a good look into Arenvold and Fordola. Yeah, this is a strange place to find that. The Summoner questline. There you go. That was Summoner. Very unexpected, but not unwelcome. And finally, Red Mage. In Mordona. Yeah. Succession of Steel. Arya seems excited to see you. Milchan, I was about to go looking for you. I've had a letter from Exarentia, and he's asked me to pass on a message. Ahem. Arya, I hope this missive finds you well. Should you come across Milchan in Revenant's Toll, pray send her to me in the Alamegan Quarter. I have need of her help. What could be happening in Alamigo, I wonder? Well, I suppose there's one sure way to find out. Let's go. To Alamigo. For Dollar's arc, spread out over multiple different side quests that require entirely different job levels. Ah, there's more in different classes. Interesting. Yeah, that is a strange way to do it. Like they weren't quite sure where to put it. Look how red we all are. Ah, how wonderful to see my two erstwhile students, and not a moment too soon. We are glad to see you too, Exrune, though I gather the situation is not a happy one. You gather correctly. You'll recall the brotherhood I was once part of, the Crimson Duelists. Well, it seems the keepsakes left behind by my deceased colleagues have run afoul of some enterprising grave robbers. Ugh. When the duelists met their end, some 2 decades passed, I was too deeply engaged in my own battles to give them the burial they deserved. And so I did what many before me have done. I collected the blades of the dead and interred them within the tomb of the errant sword. With Alamigo much settled since the initial reclamation of the city, I judged it time to pay respects to my fallen comrades. That is when I discovered the tomb in disarray, and one of the duelist swords missing. It would seem such petty acts of larceny have become common of late, and although the resistance speaks of taking steps, the army has its hands full, overseeing the restoration efforts. But it's said that unrest and dissent have largely disappeared under General Alden's command. Why this sudden rash of law-breaking? Ah, well, now that the Imperials have been beaten back, those who once suckled from the Empire's teat are forced to look elsewhere for the wealth to which they are accustomed. For some, this means taking up a life of banditry. And for the lowest amongst them, it means ransacking the resting places of their countrymen, a crime I do not intend to leave unpunished. As things stand, however, I have yet to deliver said judgment. This particular gang is uncommonly swift of foot, and I must temper my attacks, lest I slay them ere learning the location of their stashed loot. Thus do I turn to you for assistance. Capturing these thieves alive will be far easier with an extra pair of hands. If it's extra hands you need, then count me in. Without red magics at your beck and call? Nay, 'tis too dangerous for one still relearning her art. I've been practicing against the creatures of Mordona ever since we parted ways. My magics may not be what they once were, but I can cast the initiate spells well enough, I promise. Those are level 50 mobs. Around here they're probably going to be level 70, okay? Hey, the Grey Man, how are ya? Good to see ya. The monsters in Mordona are not to be trifled with. That was a risky path to take at this stage of your training. I took risks, yes, but not foolhardy ones. If I don't push myself to my limits, then I'll never catch up to you or Melchan. I'll wager you'll not take no for an answer. Very well, but you do not leave my side, understand? Yes. Thank you, Exrune. You won't regret this. The 3 of us, then. Bloodhoe is where these grave robbers ply their unsavoury trade, and the edge of the graveyard is where we shall meet. Yeah, we've gotten really far through the epilogues, actually. I've done them all, except we're doing Red Mage now. And I haven't unlocked Paladin, Monk, or Samurai yet, so... But yeah, we're nearly done with all the epilogues. I still haven't caught up with my Blue Mage quests. I'll do that at some point. But yeah, this is the last little loose end I wanted to do before we commit to doing the MSQ leading into Endwalker. So I'm pretty excited. Endwalker's not far away. Ooh. Lovely weather. Trust no Mikote. Conspiracy theorist is at it again. I'm eager to show Ixrune how far my training has come, but more than that, I'm just happy to be at a place where I can assist him again. I'd like to simply snatch up these grave robbers, but they have proven an infuriatingly slippery foe, a foe who now knows my face. Which is why you, Melchan, must play the role of deceiver. Search the graveyard until you find the thieves in question, then convince them it is in their best interests to slink over here to the east. Once the scoundrels are too close to escape, Arya and I will spring our trap. The grave robbers are lurking somewhere within Bloodhoe. Seek them out and convince them to move eastwards, right into our ambush. Should I get a disguise? Because I'm pretty obviously working for you with my red outfit. No? Okay. It'll be fine. Hello, grave robber. How are you? You looking for trouble, mate? How big a fool do you have to be to just wander up to a gang like this? What are you doing over here? You'll find far richer spoils in the graves to the east. You should head eastward. I saw a patrol sweeping the grounds in the west. There's a patrol! Run away! Soldiers, is it? Then we'd best be moving on. Thanks for the warning, friend. Oh, and not that we doubt your word or anything, but you'd best come with us. Call it a show of good faith amongst thieves. We'll be waiting just up ahead. These aren't the these aren't the best thieves that have ever lived. Don't you worry about our two mates. They went ahead to the east, just like you suggested. And us? Well, someone's got to eliminate the competition. Bye. You're dead. Wasn't I supposed to take them alive? Details. You got those two at least. My power is a shadow of what it used to be, which made taking captives easier than expected. Scorch marks, rather than incineration. Very good. Nicely done, Melchan. We caught these two completely off guard. And I must say, Arya, you exceeded my expectations. You have made impressive progress in such a short length of time. Yes, I knew those lessons at the Mage Guilds were worth it, even if it was painful to begin at the beginning again. Oh, I see you've been cracking open as many books as you have monster skulls. Your dedication to the fundamental has certainly paid off. Now, I counted 4 brigands the last time I was here. Knowing what I do of such villains, I assume the other 2 sought to waylay you. Yet here you stand with scarce a hair out of place. All jesting aside, I suspect your skills have surpassed my own. What trials must you have endured to forge such strength? I fought on another star to save the world from oblivion. I fought on another star against heroes turned villain. To save the world from oblivion! Another star? Even your adventures play out on a stage beyond my wildest imaginings. And there's talk of sin eaters, was it? It sounds to me as if your battles took place on the edge of suffering itself, where the heart and steel of even the mightiest Red Mage would be tested. Ahem. But whilst it is endlessly gratifying to hear the exploits of one's former student, I suppose we should return to the matter at hand. Once we had subdued these ruffians here, a few threats gleaned us the location of their ill-gotten gains, all buried in a box in the royal hunting grounds, or so they claim. I believe another division of labour is in order. Arya, pray hand our captives over to the resistance, then wait for us at the tomb of the errant sword. Melchen, you and I have some digging to do. Go ahead with X-Rune. I have things under control here. When it comes to magecraft, though, I feel like for every 3 steps I take, you're already taken another 10 or 20. Don't worry, there's a level cap. I can't go past the level cap. Fly over the mountain. Down here? Yeah. Do you feel that? The ground, it's soft. Certainly not as packed down as elsewhere. I think we've found their cache. Phew. Glad I am to have found this before they hauled it off to the black market. I cracked the lid to check the contents, and the box is indeed filled with stolen goods, including one rather familiar sword. Come, we should return these articles to the tomb. With any luck, Arya will have arrived already. Make me go back and forth, forward and back, 1 foot forward. I don't have that mount. That would be an appropriate mount to use at the moment and turn mount music on. Oh, it was on sale. But no, I must resist. Can't buy everything. Unless... No. I don't need it. Rather creepy in there. And here we are. Thank goodness you found the sword. I feared it had been sold. Right. Let us return these relics to their rightful places. That should be the last of them. But what of your comrade's blade? Ah, well, would you indulge me in a moment of nostalgia? The man who wielded this sword suffered from shallow reserves of ether, and so he commissioned a weapon capable of channeling his energies in the most efficient manner. As you might imagine, the custom blade thus forged cost him a small fortune in coin. We would taunt him in his empty purse without mercy, of course, challenging him to become a mage worthy of such priceless steel. His reply to our jeering comments would always stay with me. Even should I fail to do this steel justice, it will remain long after I have perished. A kindred soul shall take up the sword, and then you will see my coin was wisely spent. Ah, you're gonna give it to her? His hopes for such a legacy died with the Crimson Duelists. I entombed the blade, believing that no new mage would rise to claim it. But I was wrong. You two stand here as living proof that our efforts to revive red magic were not in vain. 'Twas when I discovered the sword missing that I was put in mind again of my comrade's words. And I wonder if he did not orchestrate this affair from beyond the grave, if only to remind me of his will. Kinda doubt that, but okay. Belchan, you appear to have a distinct taste in weapons. This blade, I think, should belong to Arya. Yeah, I like my Ravana sword, thanks. But I'm not even your student right now. I don't think I deserve to have it. I made a promise to you, did I not? That once you learn to harness your ether, I would take you under my tutelage once more? The way I see it, you have more than upheld your end of the bargain. Accept the sword, Arya. Be my apprentice, and help me usher in a new future for the Red. You should take the sword. Are you still afraid of the spirits of the dead? Take the sword. Sword. Take sword. I will. If you would offer to accept me as your student once more, then let this be my answer. It is done. Let us present here this day swear a new oath, to fight for the common good with pure heart and unbending steel. Look, I've already hung it from my belt. This sword's heavier than my old one, but I mean to practice enough that having it there feels more a comfort than a burden. And so concludes our business here. But as much as I should like to accompany you back to Mordona, I fear my own pilgrimage must continue. This war with the Imperials has Alamigo teetering on the brink of uncertainty once more, and I must assume the situation is most taxing for you and your fellow scions. Thus, for the time being, shall I keep my blade loose in its sheath. I may be but one man, but know that I shall remain vigilant against the Empire's machinations as I chart my course across the lands of Eorzea. I am sorry that I cannot yet devote myself to your lessons, Arya. The demands of the road are such that I cannot take you with me, and still hope to move as swiftly. Your oath takes precedence, of course. I'm ecstatic just to know you'll be my mentor once again. Please, stay safe on your travels. I appreciate your understanding, and I will stop by to aid your progress in Revenant's Toll whenever circumstances permit. I take my leave then. Fare you well, Melchan. When next we meet, I expect your scarlet hues shall be ever the more vivid. Shall we make our way back to Mordona then? Yes, let us do that. Oh, it's good to see how well Arya's coming along. I've been so consumed with restoring my magics, but now I have a new goal, learning to wield my new sword with perfect execution. With X-Rune's instruction, I mean to become a Red Mage worthy of his comrade's weapon, and I wouldn't say no to any help from you either, Melchan. I mean, that would be cool if that unlocked a little sparring session you could have with her. That would be cool. Red on arrival. Ha! Ha! Dualistic duelist. Yes, you even get a duel title. I want to duel Arya. Arla? Oh, have you come to check on my progress? I'll have to push even harder, knowing you'll be stopping by to see how far I've come. Who are you? Well, I've been spending everyday training, of course. I want to be worthy of wielding the blade that X-Rune bequeathed to me. He may not be able to guide my every step while he's still on his pilgrimage, but he did set a task to hone my skills. No more slaying stray monsters out in Mordona. I'm to put my magics to use helping those in need, and learn what it means to strive for the greater good. It may be a training exercise, but it almost feels like I've become an adventurer, just like you and X-Rune. And maybe with enough practice, I'll become just as accomplished. Well, there we go. Don't think there's any new text here. Nope. Oh, that was Red Mage. New Game Plus. Tank quests. Everything done except Paladin. Healer quests. Everything. And DPS. Haven't done Monk or Samurai. But everything else except Blue Mage. I'm still doing that off stream when I remember. I keep forgetting. I really like these epilogue quests. It's really lovely to tie up these loose ends. There you go. That was all the epilogues that I have access to anyway. So that's yeah, that's everything. I'm still doing the near weeklies. The near weeklies, the story is really kind of dragging out. It's clearly leading up to something, but then it's like, you'll find out later. There's not very much story to see there at the moment. Until I get the big ending of that one. But yeah, that was everything I wanted to do before we go back to the MSQ. So next time we're going to do 5.4, and then 5.5, and 5.5 or 6 or whatever it's going to be. And then Endwalker. Oh, I'm really excited. Yeah, I might as well finish off the stream here, because I do need to have food and get ready for... If the raid's happening, one of our members might be sleeping. We'll find out. Anyway, I'll see if there's anyone to raid. Oh, I can't wait to do 5.4 to start the next major chapter of story. Who is streaming? I can send you to... I will send you to Deer. Deer streams Dead by Daylight. /raid Deer. Yeah, she's a really good Dead by Daylight streamer. I like her stream. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you all next time. See ya.